Hey guys, what's up? So, I don't really know where to start this video, so I'm just gonna try my best. So, it's about believing in God, okay? I've always thought that I was a very big, firm believer in God, alright? And I am, but I learned that I only am to a certain extent. Because if I was, I would have this, I would have that, I would have this, I would have that, this would have happened to me, I would have experienced this, all that. All the blessings, all my prayers, they would have been answered already. Unless I wasn't ready for them and, my character wasn't built up to that point yet. But still, like other things, other blessings would happen to me rather than all the trauma and bullshit that happened. And I do believe that the devil pushes us to the edge, conspires with God, because he still is the highest archangel, whatever, of the hierarchy. And I believe that they conspire together and they kind of like work together, as in, okay, the devil's like, I'm gonna do this and make them, really hurt, or give them the choice to see if they do this or that. And I'm just going to keep going until they finally fall on their knees and break down because they can't do anything else, and they go to God. That's what I believe, okay? Everybody else can believe in hate and horror and anger and lividness and whatever they want to believe in. I rather believe that everything in this world is love. Everything. That includes the devil. That includes demons. Every demon that we say is a demon, yeah, I believe that there's demons in other people, but like made to be demons, okay? But I also believe that like we have demons within ourselves. We're all demons. We're all angels. We're all one as whole as everything else that everybody else is. So I can either look at it like that, or I can look at it as love, because if there's a devil, then there's a devil in us. If there's one murder in the world, then there's murderers in us. Even if it's freaking stepping on an ant, we're still a murderer, because it's still a living thing that God created. People don't think of it like that, though, because it's not a person or an animal. And it's like, yeah, but a plant is a living thing. It breathes off of chlorophyll or whatever. Like, it does its own thing. But so does an ant, and that and this, that, and the other thing. But what am I trying to say? Okay, I'm listening to Steve Harvey, and right before that I had watched a video of how do you know that you're walking into the 4D union, into the 5D union, and that has something to do with like twin flame stuff. And I didn't even choose to watch it. It kind of popped up on my thing, and I was doing something else, and it had already started talking, and then I saw the cover to it, and then I was like, oh, I want to see like what transition I'm in, like as myself, even as life in general. It had nothing to even do with a twin flame thing. And so it was saying like this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, huh, I'm kind of already there. Like, I'm doing those things already. Like, I feel that way already. Like I'm already doing this. And then I was like, okay, so I'm already stuck between the 3D and the 5D. I'm in the 4D right now, and I'm trying to navigate myself through that. So I'm like, okay, got you. I've been awake since 3:22, which is close to 3:33, which is like, oh my god, like between 3 and 6 is the devil's like time. Oh my god, no, it's not. It's actually when the universe is trying to give you the main messages that they're trying to get a point to you, across to you. But somehow, some way, somebody made it up that it's the devil's time, and I wonder why, because they don't want, could be a demon that didn't want, the world to know what it really was. So they didn't listen. But again, that's their choice to believe if that's the devil's time or not. You always have a choice. In everything you do, you have a choice. Does not matter. 444. Does not matter. See if you guys have been paying attention. See if you guys have been like seeing repeated numbers a lot, especially 444. But anyways, I woke up at 3:22, and I'm like, ugh, 22 is a builder number. 22 is a huge number. It means that you're on the right path, and it's also a twin flame number. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll wake up, because this doesn't happen to me like every day anyways, which is sarcasm because it does. But it keeps happening until you get the message. So I've been having, well, I'm not anymore, but I was having a really hard time with a relationship that I was entangled in, and it has been really hard the past 2 years to deal with this relationship. It's been very hard. Not only hard, it has been traumatizing, it has been horrendous, it has been tasking on my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health. Like, oh my God, like I'm gonna cry right now. I'm not really, but I feel like it. But I've came to a harmonizing point where I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I had to like make sure before like I actually like said that. I'm okay with it. Okay. I accept it for what it is. It's in the past. I can say that and I mean it, but I still don't feel it. Does that make sense? Like, I believe that it's in the past and I accept that it's happened because there's nothing else I can do about it. But it's like, I don't know if my whole entire being has actually moved on to that. That's funny. Sorry, it was 642 and like the person's phone number is 642 and then something else. So it was just funny because that shit happens to me all the time. I'll be on like a license with 655. Sorry, it'll be like on a license plate or something. I'm just like, sorry. It's like about believing in God and I'm all like, but sorry. So, you know, it's been a really hard, you know, but I know what it is. I know it's what it's supposed to do. I know if it's supposed to come together or not, okay? And this is where I've been having a lot of problems in the past 2 years, and it's my fault. I take blame for it. I made the decisions. I made the choices, okay? Even knowing the truth, I still did what I did. Yeah. So, but it's kind of supposed to happen that way because it didn't need to happen and extend for 2 years. It didn't need to do that. And I'm the feminine who pretty much drives the relationship, and when it comes to emotions and intuition and nurture and action and this and that, and it's like, good job, Bethany. But it's okay. It's over and done with. So when you're in this harmonizing state, it's more of a, I'm good. You know, I'm good in life. But I've known, I believe in God. I was forced to go to school. To church when I was younger. I always had to look good, always pretty, perfect dresses, tights, nice shoes, my hair done, nice barrettes, nice this and that. Had to look beautiful. It was miserable. I hated going to church. I didn't go to church unless I had to, unless I was forced as a kid. Turned 13, 14. I met my high school sweetheart. He was part of a church community. Whatever. Broke up with him to go be with a crack dealer. Stopped going to church. And then I would have these little points in my life where I would feel drawn to go back to God. And I'd have a lot of trauma going on around me. And that's what the devil's here for, is what I believe, is that's when it's like, okay, you want more? You want more? You want more? How much am I going to have to do until I break you, Bethany? What am I going to have to do? You want to keep dealing with the bullshit? How much are you going to be able to tolerate? Because you've taught yourself to learn how to tolerate a lot of bullshit, which isn't good. I should be a person where I'm like, you know what? Not dealing with that. Bye. But no, Bethany knows how to deal with too much bullshit because she had to learn from doing it from her dad. So, daddy issues needs to be forgiven. Yeah, completely. Like, not just like a little bit, like just like kind of like completely. That has a lot to do with my twin flame journey. It has to do with my dad. Yeah. So it's another reason why it hasn't gone very well. Because you have to fix your mother wound and your father wound, not because it has anything to do with my freaking dad. Because Twin Flame Journey is about true love. Like, it's not true love for the world, unconditional love for humanity, and to help and serve people, not the world. I mean, to serve the world, not romance. Like, yes, it's about that and everything too, but you learn unconditional love through the journey. You learn that everybody has flaws. You learn that everybody makes mistakes. You learn that everybody has their demons. Everybody has their demons. So, like I said, if I would have stuck with the whole, yes, I believe in God, I would have already been healed. I would have never dealt with that bullshit. I would have already been with my twin flame. I would have already done this, that, and the other thing. I would have already experienced this. I would have already gotten this. I would have already gotten whatever. And I've gotten blessings, many blessings in my life. I'm not going to take that away from God and be like, oh, because of this, I never got this, and you never answered this prayer. No, he did in a different way than I probably wanted it to happen. Or I let it be blocked, and that's my fault, because he was trying to give me what I wanted, and I was like, yeah, no. And it's like, but I didn't know. Like, you know, he's trying to make a good relationship come into your life, and you're like, no, I'm gonna stay with this person for 13 years and just let myself be treated like shit for the rest of my life. I'm not with that person anymore. But then it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this relationship now. What are you gonna do with it? I'm gonna give you this one. What are you gonna do with it? And it's like, I could have already been through 800 million relationships before I found the right one, but it probably would have only taken a couple of years instead of my whole entire life. You know what I mean? Like, it's because of that belief. It's like, once you find what it is you're here for, once you find what it is that you're good at, that's when you find it. Like, it's like, okay, I was watching the Steve Harvey thing, and he's like, okay, you know, this guy was really good at cutting grass. Now he makes $4 million a year from cutting grass because he was good at it and he enjoyed doing it and he made a job out of it. Like, okay, the Marie, what's her name? Marie Callender, whatever her name is. You'll see her in the grocery stores in the frozen section, like her pot pies and her chicken and, you know, all that stuff. And he's like, you know, she worked at a diner that was going bankrupt, like it was about to be shut down, and she was like, you know, let me make my pie. And the guy's like, okay, whatever, what do we have to lose? Sold the entire pie, all the pieces. Next day, she made a couple more. They were all gone. Next day, she brought in more, and now people were asking if they could buy the pies. Now, you know, this and that and the other thing, and she ended up making that business be a business, like, for longer, because okay. Because of her pies. But she was good at cooking, and once she started making a thing out of that, she grew what she needed. She was a single mom. You know, she took care of her kids from starting to make pies, and that's what she enjoyed doing. She saved that business, and now she was and then she started making a business with just making pies with the guy that had the store, the diner. You know, so it's like, once you start doing what makes you happy, once you start waking up in the morning not caring that you have to go to work, that's what I believe, you're like living your purpose, or you're doing what you love to do, or, you know, whatever, and you're still making money doing it. Like, I really believe that my purpose in life is to be a good mom, teach people unconditional love, and teach people about that devil thing, make a movement out of it, so the world does become more of love, because that's a loving thought. Thinking that there's an enemy that's trying to get us doesn't really sound very loving. It doesn't. Like, maybe it's, you know, people ganging up on us, like, to make us turn to love. So, I'd rather have that. But, something of that sort. Because I believe, like, the devil unconditionally loves us, just like, twin flame, just like God does, because that's what he was made to do. He was made in God's image, just like we were. I mean, he made a mistake just like we do. He wanted to be God. Okay, you know how many people want to be God in this world? And then he puts on this persona, like this mask of, I'm the devil, I'm horrible. And you know how badly that must hurt him? When all he's doing is trying to help us. Try to, you know, finally put us down on our knees to unconditional love and give us our worth. He knows what we're worthy of. Anyways, so I quit smoking for a while, like a week, maybe a little bit over a week or something. And I started smoking again, and I was like, oh, you know, I did it for a week, I know I can do it again, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I bought 2 Juuls with those, but they were the littler ones, which is such a waste. And then I got this yesterday, right? I got this yesterday. See how big it is? It's literally burnt as hell. Like, burnt to a crisp where it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's so gross. And I was actually like, okay, like, why? And then I was like, I bet I know why. It's a test. Because then I was also saying a long time ago, if I quit smoking, I want this. Haven't gotten it yet. And it was kind of getting closer when I was quitting. I wish you only knew right now. Again, 642. Awesome. Anyways, it's freaking ridiculous. This is shit I'm talking about. So anyways, I haven't gotten it yet. And I don't know if it's because I haven't quit smoking or this or that, the other, but it was a compromise that I was making. It was a deal that I was making with God in my own way. Was, I'll quit smoking. If you promise to give me this, I promise to give you that, kind of thing. Because I've been trying to quit smoking for years. And I didn't let myself down because, I don't know, I just didn't. Like, I was proud of myself that I didn't do it for a week. But you know what's really crazy is that, like, Dawson's best friend is the only one that reacted to me the way he did about me quitting smoking, and I kind of am inspired more by him than anything else, and anything, I want to cry right now, and anybody else, because, like, I didn't get that response from anybody else, and he was all like, good for you, like, oh, I'm so, like, he was so awesome about it, and if he knew that I started smoking again, like, I would be so upset, like, I really would, but anyways, so, you know, I was planning on at 5:30 leaving to go buy another one, or, well, not buy another one, but, tell the guy what happened and get a new one. And I was like, you know, whatever, the guy will do it for me because he loves me, and literally it will be sitting there and it will just start burning and smoking on itself, so I'm good with that. It's so not worth it. So, anyways, when I woke up at 3:22, I was like, all right, I'm going to look up my angel number. And it was about strengthening your faith. So, of course, that's why I was woken up. Because I've been being told to strengthen my faith and my belief, because it's like, yeah, you know it's supposed to happen in certain situations, but you don't believe it's going to. Ever. You can believe the craziest fucking shit, which is another thing I feel like I need to help the world with, is, you know, teaching people that you're supernatural and you can do anything. Because it's like, I'm gaining weight right now because I'm trying to create a fucking baby on my own. Like, but I had the experience to make me like good with that. And these are like little omens too. Like, they're little omens. But now it's blinking. I don't know. I kind of want to still go get one. But it just turned off. I knew it was going to too. It's kind of why I said it. I was like, I'm going to, and now it's back on. And now it's making the noise again. I love it. Anyways, I don't know where I was. I'm strengthening my faith. So, when I was really going through it, like last week or something, 2 weeks ago, whenever it is I stopped, like, even engaging in this relationship or whatever, I was just like, yo, I'm done. I was like, I need to find Jesus. Like, Jesus, I believe in you. Like, why is this all happening? Like, this is bullshit. Like, please strengthen me. Like, help me with getting, like, my ass up and going. Like, I know I can. It's not like I haven't had to pick myself up before. It's not like I haven't been, whatever. Never been in this kind of relationship or in this kind of unconditional love state, which is really hard to be in when you don't want to be. Okay. But, okay. I'm not doing that because I'm just, like, looking at it like, okay, like, sucks. But I know, so then I was like, oh yeah, you have a program on how to strengthen your faith through prayer. And I was like, huh. I was 21 and 22. I was like, huh, okay. So I'm waiting for my kid to have soccer practice. It's like an hour and a half. It's like 2 hours or something. I'm just sitting there and I'm listening to it. I'm doing the activities and the little, like, demonstrations and all that, and just doing my thing. And I actually started getting not only better with prayer, but my faith. So I started getting a lot of things that were showing me, you need to strengthen your faith. You need to strengthen your faith because, yeah, you can believe in God all day, but do you believe that He'll give you what it is that you want? And want, not just need, want. Because we don't ask for help. We don't believe that we will ever get what we want. And we rather side for other people rather than love ourselves. I was watching this thing and this guy goes, what's the worst advice that somebody's ever given you for a relationship? And this guy's like a professional, like, relationship person kind of thing. And he goes, probably find somebody that will love you more than they'll love themselves. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm like, you would think that'd be a good thing. And then I'm like, but you don't want somebody to love you more than you'll love themselves, because then they're not going to love themselves enough to be able to have that relationship, to be able to love you correctly. Like, if they love you more than they love themselves, it's not going to be love. Like it can, you know what I mean? But it's going to be, like, more of an obsession of, or, like, jealousy of, like, possessing and, all that stuff. It's like, it's not going to be you loving yourself, knowing that you deserve the other person. It's not going to be that. It's going to be completely different. It's like, it's not going to work out the way that it would if both people equally loved themselves first before they came together as unconditional love with each other. Because you have to unconditionally love every flaw of yourself and every bone in your body, every demon you have inside of you. You have to love that. So it's just crazy to me how, like, these things will happen, and it's like, okay, you just need to strengthen your faith, Bethany. Just got to strengthen your faith. And I've gotten closer and closer to being able to ease myself more and more and more with the situation and be like, you know what? And I've been like this too before, but not in this way. And I've been like, you know what? If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And that's, like, where it ended. You know what I mean? But it's like, now it's like, but if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, and I know I'll be okay. Because other relationships that have ended, or this, that, and the other that has happened with, you thought that it was going to be the end of the world, and it wasn't. You're still here. You're okay. You're fine. You know what I mean? You're alive. You're safe. And it's like, once you can learn to trust yourself, knowing that you will make sure that you're okay, that's when you're, like, good. Because it's like, okay, did this relationship kill you? Did this situation kill you? Did this losing your job make you go kill you and your kids? Like, no. You want to know why? Because that was the strength of God. He gave you that strength. We don't do it on our own. Like, everybody's like, oh, I'm such a strong person. No, it's God. that put that strength within you to have. But he wouldn't have given it to you unless he knew that you needed it, unless he knew that you were ready to be that, and he wouldn't give you the situation to strengthen yourself to be strong. Like, people don't get that. It's like, oh, like, I did this, I did that. No, you didn't. God did it through you. That's what happened. So celebrate to him, and don't celebrate. I don't believe that you shouldn't celebrate yourself because you worked with him and you're co-creator, and I don't believe that. I've heard that before and be like, oh, you're sinning because you're not, praising him and he's the one that did it through you. It's like, okay, so I did nothing. Like, then why am I doing anything at all? Like, to learn anything if he's doing everything for me. It's like, we have to go into our own action as well. It's like, I feel like we make the decisions, but he gives us the strength. It's our decision on how we're going to use that strength that he puts inside of us. Because he's not going to, I don't know, it's just what I believe. So I thank him for giving me the strength to do what it is I had to do, but I also thank myself for doing what I had to do it, and accepting that strength and using that energy to my advantage, especially in situations that I need it the most. But yeah, just like strengthening my faith, like, has brought me to a very different point in my life there where I've ever been. Like, people are like, oh, you're in a relationship and they could be watching you. And they're like, oh, put on Facebook that you're having so much fun and you're good without them and da-da-da-da. And it's like, I'm not gonna pretend, like, you know what I mean? It's like, if I'm not okay, I'm not okay. I don't put that on my Facebook either, because none of anybody's fucking business. But if I'm having fun, I'm enjoying my life, and I'm posting it on Facebook, it's not to fucking put that in somebody's face. Like, that's not love. It's loving me to show me in memories down the road, like, maybe even how I dealt with an experience that was really hard for me, and it will remind me of that time. Or it will just be like a funny video, and I'm like, I remember that. Like, I remember doing that. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's not what it's about. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. I just think it's crazy that over a time period of 2 years that I believed that I could make my own baby with God rather than ever being in this relationship or having this relationship ever work, ever. Now that I can trust myself, knowing that I will be okay whether it happens or not, and I start now knowing that, so I can move on from that stuck, sad, hopeless, helpless feeling. It's like so much better because I trust myself that I will be okay no matter what. And that's not the purpose of the video. The purpose is about believing. It's not about the relationship, but I'm using that as an example because that's what really beat down my faith. That's what really beat down my trust. That's what really beat down my belief of ever being happy, of ever loving again, and I had to beat through that too, and I did. The loving thing I did, like never being loved again, like I had that feeling for a long time, but I did beat that before I even started strengthening my faith. But I think that's really all I really want to say. Stop. It's like it keeps going off. So it's like I want one so bad. But I also have to self-discipline and learn to just self-discipline because it's part of building my character for what it is I want. Yeah, it's beeping. But anyways, I'm going to be done now. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and take into consideration what I said about having faith. Yep. Okay. Bye, guys.